I know what this is going to be. This is going to be the intro. Would you like to win yourself some Oakley merchandise? I can't promise you sunglasses, but stay tuned until the end to find out how. Hello, welcome to hot and humid Malaysia. I'm Peter Davis and this is Fuel. And today we're going to be checking out the brand new SRAM Rival AXS eTap group set, which is on this brand new BMC Timemachine R01 Three. And a big thank you to BMC and PJ for giving us this Timemachine R01 to review the group set. I just came from Shimano Di2 and that was an amazing group set. But now I've moved to the SRAM Rival. So I thought you might like to know what experiences I had with that shift. Speaking of shifting, let's move to the shifters on the SRAM Rival. Altogether, the SRAM Rival is a lot more human and intuitive than the Di2. The Di2 is moving from Shimano's original cable system. So what happens is it has two buttons. One to go up, one to go down. Now on the SRAM, the movement from the shifters is the right-hand side to go down the gears and the left-hand side button to go up the gears. So it's incredibly easy to get used to the SRAM shifting compared to the Shimano, where with the Shimano, I was never really sure because I chose not to remember which button went up and which went down. Here it's just very simple, harder, easier. Now, if you do want to shift your front gears, what you have to do is press both of the buttons together. So if I press both of these buttons together, it moves the front mech. Let's move on to the hoods here. These Rivals are incredibly slim, so you get really good grip on the bars. The tops are also very tall, so if you're on top of the bars, it's very unlikely you're going to slide off the front. Since we're up on the handlebars and it's our shifters and our brakes, these hydraulic brakes have fantastic feel, grippy and powerful. Where I'd struggled to stop sometimes on really fast descents with the Di2, the SRAM has no issues at all. Moving back down the bike, here is the crankset. Now this is a new 12-speed setup. The Di2 that I had was only 11 speed. 11 is more than enough, but 12 is in the crazy realms. But at the same time, it gives you more variation and smoother transitions between the gears. These are aluminium cranks, so they weigh in a little bit heavier than the Red or Force because of the materials that they're using, but they are incredibly solid and they're much more rigid than the Shimano Di2 that I had. The bottom bracket also makes no noise, whereas the Shimano Di2 under a lot of force would creak ever so slightly. Now we've got to remember that this group set is Bluetooth, wireless, so what does that need? It needs batteries, electricity, all that crazy stuff. And it's not a hybrid, so it doesn't regenerate, which is a good idea for SRAM in the future actually, or Shimano. But anyway, these batteries here are good for 60 hours of riding each. They are completely independent. Each of these batteries can be taken off and removed, and these get charged on their own little charger. What's good with SRAM is if your battery does die on the back, you can take the battery out the front, which you'll probably use a lot less, pop it in the back and lock it, job done. Inside these shifters here, you do have little button batteries. They have CR2032s and they last you for 15 hours a week for 2 years, apparently according to SRAM, which is great. Now, one thing I will say about the SRAM compared to the Di2 is that I need to charge each battery individually. And if the levers go, I need to find a battery real quick to be able to shift at all. So it could be a problem, and I'm going to have to make sure that I keep the bicycle charged. With my Di2 setup previously, I had the bike for around 2 years, but I only charged the bike, I think, 4 times in that 2-year period, which is pretty crazy. I think I just don't shift, I just got powerful legs. The weight of this entire SRAM Rival group set is 3,155 grams. So this Rival group set is 600 grams heavier than the Di2 electronic group set from Shimano, and it's 900 grams heavier than the 105 mechanical. That weight difference would be enormous, but this Rival group set is on the BMC Timemachine R01, and to be honest with you, riding this bike, because it's aero, it already weighs more. This bike tips the scales at around 8.9 kg, so it's kind of heavy, but it doesn't matter because the balance you get with the aero, it gives you so much more speed than the weight. It cuts through the wind like a samurai sword. This is a 54 cm Timemachine R01 Three, which means it comes with this SRAM Rival setup. This is designed and developed in Switzerland, and this is a 2020 version, so it's got the nice gloss paint and black decals. So I've got to say I like it a lot. And it's got an integrated stem and aero bars that come with the bike together. Of course, it comes with its own seat post, which is unique to this particular frame. And on this particular bicycle, we have a San Marco seat. It's all carbon fiber and it weighs next to nothing. These are 10mm through axles. I like the way that you can see the axles on both sides here. It gives a very mechanical look to the bike and makes it very edgy and solid. And attached to those axles are Renox wheels. These are 40mm deep, very solid, very smooth rolling rims, and they're good for a bit of aero, but they give you enough of a weight loss compared to higher profile rims to allow you to climb up hills. These rims are on DT Swiss 350 hubs, and these are straight pull hubs. They're not the usual spokes, they are straight pull, so they're slightly stronger. And on these Renox rims we have Pirelli P0 roads. So these are made in Thailand, so they're substantially cheaper, but they grip almost as well as the French ones. Pedal wise, we've got the Luke Tour de France's, and I've got to say I'm very happy with the way these pedals grip to my shoes. If you want to compare this Timemachine R01 to another aero bike, let's say the Trek Maydone, I have to say that the Maydone was softer and smoother, but this is more assertive and slightly stiffer, so you can put the power in where you want. To the ride feel of this BMC R01, I must say it is very, very solid. It's comfortable, and the riding position, even in full aero, is actually quite nice. This is the second BMC R01 that I've ridden. So the previous one was with Oakley Di2, and I have to say that the Rival, all in all, makes the ride more silent and much smoother, mainly due to the rear mech having a built-in clutch system. It's got a mechanical clutch that really stops chain from slapping. There's hardly any noise from the back end. Everything's interchangeable within the SRAM universe. This is the new system. For the last couple of years, they've been using a different Bluetooth system, but this new system works between the mountain bike realms and the road realms. So if you want to make a gravel bike with a single speed up front and you prefer one of the off-road rear mechs, you can do that. One thing I'll say though, it's harder to get aftermarket parts for SRAM, so you're generally going to be stuck buying SRAM parts. Whereas with Shimano, you can buy aftermarket much easier. This Timemachine R01 with the SRAM AXS Rival group set, I'm going to give it a 9.5. I really love this bike, and this is the second rendition of the R01 that I've had the chance to try out. With the Di2, it was pretty good, but with this Rival group set, I'm going to be getting PBs everywhere, I guarantee you. Just give me a couple days to get back into shape first. Would you like to win yourself some Oakley merchandise? Well, all you have to do is comment Oakley in the comments down below. And don't forget to write your Instagram handle down below so that we can contact you to let you know that you've won. And stay tuned, because next week we'll be announcing the winners. Until next time, get fueled. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And be sure to check out some of the other videos we've got over here. Maybe that one, or this one, or that one. Remember, get fueled.